Hi. Welcome to the No Te Rindas Intermediate English Stories podcast. Este es un podcast para hispanohablantes que quieren mejorar su comprensión auditiva del inglés de los Estados Unidos. Soy tu presentador Goyo, profesor de idiomas cerca de Atlanta, Georgia, en los Estados Unidos. Now, my funny and intelligent brother Gabo is still available on many past episodes, but is no longer making new episodes with me. But he says hello. I noticed that when speaking with Latinos, as they practice their English, that they read a lot. That is to say, they pay attention to how things are pronounced based on how they're spelled when they read. Now, reading is the number one way to increase your vocabulary in a new language. I have read that many times. I must apologize, though, for English, because so many words have more syllables when written than when spoken. Now, all the way back in episode 43, if you want to go listen to it, Gabo and I covered several examples of these types of words under the title syncope. S-Y-N-C-O-P-E. Syncope. Today, I will focus on the following examples of syncope, where there are more syllables written than there are pronounced. Chocolate, not chocolate. Interesting, not interesting. Clothes, not clothes. Comfortable, not comfortable. Average, not average. Vegetable, not vegetable. Camera, not camera. And every, not every. Now, you've heard the correct way to say these words and the way that I sometimes hear them incorrectly pronounced. Is that enough? Do you now know how to pronounce them? Well, it's my experience with language that understanding that something is true is not the same thing as using that something correctly without having to think about it, without thinking consciously. I don't spend time discussing the rules of English on this show because remembering rules in the moment is very difficult. What is easier, in my experience, is just repeating what you have heard modeled. Here is a simple story where two people are discussing a person's diet. And in the story, I will use the words I just previewed multiple times. Listen to how they're modeled and see if all or some stick with you. So I told her that I would stop by and pick up the fertilizer and the pots for the flowers on the way home from eating lunch with you. That gives us about an hour. Oh, okay. It's really good to see you. What's it been, like 2 years since you moved out to live with Sonia? How's it going? Yep, that's right. 2 years last month. Things are going really great. We got a dog that we named Lucky, and we live near a park that allows us to go walking with her almost every day. Oh, that's right. I had forgotten that you liked dogs. My cat Jessie is still around. She sleeps even more than when you were living there. Well, that doesn't seem possible. She was always available to sit in my lap and keep me warm. What a sweetie.
Number 34. Number 34.
Oh, that's me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll just answer this text then. Okay. Whoa. What's this? Vegetables? When did you start eating vegetables? What do you mean? What do I mean? Aren't you the guy who used to eat like chocolate sandwiches with a chocolate milkshake? And then some kind of other interesting chocolate concoction? Yeah, I'm just kidding. I've had to change my habits, dude. No kidding. Oh, yeah. Dude, for a while, I couldn't fit into my clothes. And I can't be buying new clothes just because I eat badly. I wasn't comfortable with how I looked in the mirror either. So, what are you doing now? Well, you see. I eat lots of green veggies, like broccoli and spinach. Sometimes mixed with nuts and quinoa, things like that. And you know what? I like them. I even like celery when it's cooked with something else, like beans, for example. No kidding. And you're drinking water. I remember how much orange juice you used to drink. We would buy it every Monday and Thursday. Oh yeah, orange juice has a lot of sugar in it. I might squeeze an orange or a lemon into water nowadays, but that's about it. Everything in moderation, you know. So interesting to see how you've changed. I can't believe it. Well, son, you got me reading some interesting stuff, and it really alerted my thinking. For example, did you know that the average male from our state, born after the year 2000, is projected to live, on average, 5 years less than his parents' generation? I had to change something. Holy smokes, that is incredible. I got to get this transformation on camera. Aiden is not going to believe this. The new you. Well, here, take one with my camera, too. Okay, so I'll go back over those few words that employ syncope in just a moment. I also wanted to include two other food-related words for you that I remember my grandmother pronouncing in her Mexican accent. They are peanuts, peanuts, peanuts. Now she would say peanuts, peanuts, and orange juice, which is tough because there are two sounds of j, one after the other. Orange juice, orange juice, j, j. Is that difficult for you? My grandmother would say orange juice, with only one j sound in it. All right, so before we do the quiz, here are those words again. Chocolate, interesting, clothes, comfortable, average, vegetable, camera, every. Whew, that's a long list. No te rindas y no te desamines. Perhaps one of these words today will stick with you, and you'll notice one or two when you're listening to English television or some other podcast next week. That's how acquisition works. Listen, rest, return. Listen, rest, return. Victories come in little pieces. All right, it's time for our quiz. Very brief quiz today. ¿Qué se queda en el coco? All right, see if you can articulate this in English and then listen to how I say it back to you. And I'll practice a few of these words that use syncope with you. What is the major change in Wyatt's diet since he moved out from Robbie's apartment 2 years ago, and why? All right, did you say something like, Wyatt no longer eats as much chocolate, and he now eats more vegetables? He does so because he wants his clothes to be comfortable. He wants his clothes to be comfortable. All right, well, it's time to shout out our cities. Today I'm saluting again Frankfurt, Germany, where 7 different individuals listened to my rebroadcast of Sarah from Handy Spanish. Your numbers continue to grow, and I sure thank you. Also, Managua, Philippines, and Bogota, Colombia have been spreading the word somehow, so I appreciate you talking about this show with folks near you. And finally, Iowa comes up this month, as both Council Bluffs and Sioux City have multiple listeners who've come back to the show time and time again. I appreciate it. Do you have children that you would like to learn English? Show them my kids show on YouTube called Where Does Gary Go? Search Where Does Gary Go channel on YouTube or click the link in the description of this episode. Where Does Gary Go has music and animation and characters that go beyond what this podcast tries to accomplish with you as an intermediate student. It is entertaining and easy to watch. Thanks for giving it a chance. Did you know that I have a website as well? It's noterindaspodcast.us. And if you wish to support this show as a patron, you can go to www.patreon.com/noterindaspodcast. Thanks for listening.